Garden Avenue? What's it? McNally or?
McNally. McNally.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was in the hospital with you with Grimsby. He lived on Winnie Street.
No.
Come on! Surprise! Don't tell me you're here.
Sorry.
Let's start the farm again.
Well, that was sort of
Where is she?
she's got a, she's in there.
You got a book in your house.
Come on in.
Come on in, Helen. Come on in. Come on. She's standing there with her hand in her.
Helen, get in here.
You can take your coat off, you know. Stay a while. You never guessed. Don't be bad.
I knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Never seen you like this, Helen. Oh, Helen, look at that. Ashes to ashes. Frank, you better run.
Like the color? Helen, the color scheme?
You. Who? Is this Laura? Oh, that's hardly fair. Chris? Oh, Chris. Thank you, everybody.
Speechless.
Take me an hour to look like you guys. See you in the morning. I'll get it. I heard the alarm and I said, what is this? You know, and I was just backing out of the garage.
She was leaving actually. It's a good thing I was there. I know.
Come in the front way, right? Let me feel ya. Man or woman. I think I'll start loving a class person.
I know.
Everything.
Oh my God. Can I go get changed?
This is your brightest day.
Organs.
How long has she been here?
John Lawson. I thought it was you. I smelled that body. John, it's you, isn't it?
How is it you recognize a body?
Oh, I don't see any John Lawson out there. No, it must be this guy here.
Help her
I'm trying to think. I'm bringing this up to memory bank. She gets married and she's thinking about having kids. Three kids. Talked about it. The girl said it's really quite painful. No, it's not too painful. She says, well, it's how painful is it? She says, I don't know. Describe it. I mean, grab your bottom lip. She says, now, squeeze it as hard as you can. Well, that's not too bad, huh? Now, pull it up over your head and staple it to the back of your neck.
Oh, show us that part.
That doesn't work.
Get it right. Get it right. Helen has to use it. Esther. You surprised?
I get very nervous in front of a camera. Fortunately, I have the lights. Ladies and gentlemen, and John,
I'm here.
welcome. I'd like to begin this eulogy to Helen by quoting from some famous speeches.
I really like the way Nick and ad-lib these things, eh?
I worked on this all day. But it's good to have somebody kind of pushing me. First of all, I'd like to quote from the guy who's named after the salad dressing. Friends, Italians, and country persons, crack open some beers. We come to ridicule Helen, not to praise her. Or the little talk at John Paul Getty's hometown. 77 years ago, Helen was born. Or the great love affair. Frankie, where the hell are you? Who knows, Helen? I gave up years ago trying to figure out where it's at. We all know Helen is a very careful person, except for those who've ever driven with her. Anybody driven with her? How many people do you know who can put on makeup, drink a coffee, and shift gears simultaneously at 120 kilometers per hour?
It took years.
Very talented lady.
We have tickets to prove it.
She's supposed to pay those. You're not supposed to know about those, Frank.
He pays the insurance.
Oh, okay. You do know. Good for you. You probably all remember when you were very young, and you know those old Ringer washing machines? Maybe not everybody remembers those, but I'm sure Helen does. But your mother would warn you about these little kids who put their arms through it, you know, and they would get mangled up. They were warning you about Helen, because this happened to this poor young lady. She certainly got her mother's attention. She's also very competitive. She's the first one of her sisters to get married. I think at her wedding day, the invitation went something like, "We're getting married in a couple of days. If you can't make it, just send money." Anybody who didn't send money, you know, there'll be a little collection plate as you go out.
That's not true.
She's also the first to have kids, and for Frank's benefit, girls can now play hockey. Helen's also kept herself in great physical shape. Someone told her that aerobics help kind of build the lung capacity, which helps up the female shape. However, I think she found it works better if you get pregnant.
Look down it. No, okay, keep on reading. Hey, Helen, you look better when you had your money pouch in.
That's a change from Clete, I say.
She carried her money and you never restored. She made we look at this though. What a disappointment.
I drew a crowd, didn't I?
It's probably safe then. Actually, Helen might be a man in disguise. She was the only one in her family who would systematically take her high chair apart, screw by screw, and then put it back together. Now that she's matured, Frank's probably wondering what happened to all those screws. No children present, of course. Probably some of you are wondering why there's no towel racks or paper holders in the bathroom.
You've asked me this many times.
This kind of goes back to the days when Helen was a teenager and she used to store everything on the floor. Some people just can't kick old habits. And Helen's collection of makeup, jewelry, and clothing ranks second only to Imelda Marcos.
Marilyn, that's your comment?
Oh, I know.
Has anybody ever seen her without makeup? Frank saw her.
Very scary.
All of us have been so fortunate.
Maggie?
Frank had dark hair before the first time he saw Helen. It's okay, I can say that, Frank. Dark hairs. Excuse me. Despite all this, I would like to say that Helen is definitely my favorite sister-in-law. On my wife's side, I do have another sister-in-law, and I'm glad Frank's got her.
Thank
We
you.
have all
You're
these-
so talented.
Oh, I just make boring speeches.
That was super. Thank you very much.
You know what? As
I
usual,
hope you're enjoying it.
You're filled with half-truths, and that's not bad for you.
Yeah, that's a change.
What's the other half full of? Oh,
That was excellent.
look at any on the carpet.
Okay, well, I didn't want to break up this party. Helen has a few gifts to open. If you want to go ahead. Oh,
Well, is there anybody else like to say a few words about Helen?
Oh, I've got a couple.
okay.
Okay.
We'll
Come on,
feature
Susan.
This is your big chance to dredge up all those.
Hell no, I'm 40 next year. I gotta be very careful. No, I Oh, you don't.
For both of us.
No, I'm not, no, I'm gonna be, no. You're kidding. I'm the one who's being, wait, you're the one who's. You got the kids and you've got the same body you had in that picture, which is disgusting. I don't know how to manage that. I don't have a lot to say. I just wanted to say something because other than Marie, I'm the one who's known her the longest. 26 years we've been friends, which is amazing. I can't believe we're still talking to each other after 26 years. There have been a couple of gaps in our friendship from time to time. It happened after Frank came along, didn't it? Anyway, this is the only girl at Dennis Morris High School, save for Marie, who lived on a farm, pleaded poverty because she lived on a farm, and spent every Christmas vacation in Clearwater, Florida, and every summer in Europe. I could never quite figure it out. The only one who found riding the bus so tacky that they conned Dad into buying them a car. When Marie turned 16 or 17, and then Helen inherited not just any kind of car, not just your basic average everyday, $500 jalopy. No. They had some fairly nice and yeah, just a little Maverick. But in 1969, when none of the rest of us could drive a Maverick, it wasn't bad. Then there was the year that she couldn't hobble up and down the stairs because she broke her legs, broke her ankle skiing, which caused a lot of interesting comments around the school, saying as how Helen never was there. You were never there after school. We'd go to the football game. Helen couldn't come, but she had to catch the bus. Or Marie would be leaving, so there was never Helen at the football games or the basketball games very frequently. She had her social life outside of school. So when she came back from vacation one weekend, after having not been on there on Friday, and came back on Monday sort of doing one of these because she had a walking cast on, there was a lot of conversation as to how she got that broken ankle. She never did tell me the story.
It was the boots, Helen, remember?
I know. I played hooky that day.
I tell you, Helen, when you go to bed,
I went on
don't
it
wear the boots.
You
and boot fetish.
Yeah.
Yes, I indeed, I guess. I played hooky that day, and I did go and tried her. Even with my broken ankle, I went to try on the boots in Hamilton, and I bought them. Yeah, that's a real story. Yeah.
The ski story was better. I like the ski story better.
But you have to find out after all these years.
Yeah, I had to. I'm also one of those people who got that invitation, that said, oh, by the way, we're getting married on Thursday at noon hour if you can make it in Toronto, be there. And on the weekend there's a party, and it's at the end of the Don Valley. You get off the Don Valley and it's right sort of there because of the time. And I was there, I had to be there.
Okay, she really wasn't pregnant, but we didn't know for sure.
Now, I wasn't going to bring up that part. But I will tell you, when she did tell me she was pregnant, Cameron and I had finally decided to get married after Frank bugged the hell out of us for 4 years about what the hell are you guys going to make this week and all that stuff. We go to look for dresses. I have my whole wedding party. We go into Braemar, and Helen very quietly comes up to me and says, "So, and I said, "What's the problem?" I'm thinking she's got to tell me she's got to go to the bathroom, right? And she says, "I don't think I can wear any of those dresses." Okay. They're tacky, but you know, go for it. It's okay.
know what you use, Jill.
And she says, "No, I think I'm pregnant." What? What?
What's the due date?
When's the due date? She says, "I don't know, sometime after August." I said, "After all these years, you picked this summer to get pregnant? Do you know for the next 40 years, everybody's going to look at my wedding party and say, 'Oh, what a lovely dress you were wearing. What did she have, a boy or a girl?'" And they do, by the way. But it's okay. It's okay. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. I mean, you had to have Melissa and Vanessa, right? One for you, one for me. It's
The same year though.
But
This is your wedding.
the same year as my wedding, but that's okay. You look great. So just a little something from Cameron and I. No big deal, because I'm afraid of what you're going to do to me next summer.
Yes.
Not a big, but because of your coffee fetish, I figured that this was about the right size for a coffee cup for Helen. And the important part is this little guy. He came instead of Cameron wearing his stripes, which I couldn't talk him into.
Relax, I'm just here for the
But the truest part is this one.
Up to age 40, just the rehearsal.
So happy birthday, friend, and 40 more.
Good luck, Frank.
This is my first wife.
And your last.
Of course, he wouldn't make that mistake again.
I want you to know that actually I'd like to sort of preface everything with respect to the fact that Helen is a wonderful mother and a great wife. She's been pretty good to me and our family as such, and it contributed quite nicely to our relationship.
And here it comes.
Okay,
The other thing I want to tell you about, what I really want to tell you about though.
give Frank the
No,
drugs.
sit down. This is for you. Sit down. This is for you.
Sit down,
What you don't know about Helen is the fact that she's terribly patient and she's a wonderful teacher. I want you to know that she's had to be patient with me, and she's had to be a teacher with me too. There's no question about that. And I want to give you some examples.
He
of what
really
I'm
was a
talking
virgin when they got married.
Don't push the point, John.
No, but I am now. No, that's well.
Is there a difference?
This is my turn, isn't it? Just you help me. For instance, let me tell you now. I mean, there was a time, and I was confused. I wasn't that, well, maybe I was immature to some degree, too. But there was a time when, well, I used to think I liked to watch a lot of baseball and everything else. No, I did. But Helen, through her patience and her understanding, we decided I really didn't like baseball. Now, this was no small. This is no small.
No small cats.
No, this was hard. And then there was things like Stanley Cup playoff games. Silly me. I used to think I liked those. But we decided, it was like, look, Helen, it was hard for Helen to convince me that I really didn't like to watch Stanley Cup playoff games. The Russians and Canada playing, I thought that was exciting. Silly me. It took her a long time to convince me there was no utility whatsoever to watch a game like that. Okay? And then there was sex.
I know this is past tense.
I used to think I enjoyed sex. Silly me. Now this was really hard in Helen because it took her a little longer to convince me that not only did I not like sex, the urge wasn't good either. So anyways, yeah, you like that, didn't you? Celibacy, yeah. In any event, we'll endure as much as we can and continue on. And hopefully there'll be another 40 years. Cheers.
They don't know what the hell that is.
I didn't realize how talented I was.
Patience.
Persuasive.
Yeah. Okay, excuse me.
Enough said.
Enough said. Here. Wendy now.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Wait,
Thank you very much. Did you write on it?
Yeah, I did.
No, they're cute. I'm used to, I really like to be. Happy birthday and look at the bright side of being 40. Yes, now you have your old mug for the park. You can't read the piece. Where are you? Read the body first? No? It's from Angela.
Now you have your own what?
My own mug. That's because we had some wine in the park. Okay, jubes. Yeah, because that's one of my favorite candies.
Oh, pass them around. Let's go. The jubes, not the card. Well, not the black ones.
Cafe Italia. Thanks, Angela. Isn't that beautiful? Life's too short to settle for boring birthday cards. Happy birthday. Ron and much prettier.
I've seen our kids too in the pool next door. There's a load of water and the kids are in there. This is great. They just run in the breeze.
Well, you don't have to ask though. It's a honest meeting. I mean, what the hell? I came back on a Tuesday afternoon, right? Yeah, Meredith can wear her turtle dress.
Yeah, her turtle skirt.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You don't have it at that's great.
I am not dead. Watch me bend over. Never mind. Never mind. Vanessa. That's Courtney. Her mommy's. Pardon me? Yeah. Yeah.
Annie,
Oh yeah, right.
Annie Marie and Auntie Nick. Uncle Nick. Uncle Nick.
Sagittarius, that's interesting. What is Sagittarius calendar?
You were right.
What's the entry?
You have to share that with me, Howard.
That's great.
Lasagna?
Okay, don't worry about another birthday. You're still in your sexually active years. Frank, this card says, hey, don't worry about another birthday. You're still in your sexually active years. That's somewhere between 16 and the day before you die. Have a good one, Frank. So, Frank, still try your brain.
Some pioneer pool. What we did is
Microwave popcorn. What's that ever nice? Eat it, Dad. Oh, here.
Yeah, Brad.
That wine is used for...
Just shake it, just stick it down there. No, that is not.
Hey, Ellen, excuse me. That one will give you stamina.
Before running, right?
So not necessarily, not
Or after
necessarily.
running.
Less stamina.
We'll find them. That's good, you don't lose them.
Hey, Will.
Mom, I'm gonna get you for this.
Sorry, Rita.